right, welcome to this testimonial session that's connected with the New Zealand Tech Roadshow 2020. I'm delighted to be here with Simon Ash from Viovo. Welcome, Simon.
Hello, Gus.
Definitely appreciate you participating in the Tech Roadshow and also jumping on the call with us today. Looking forward to your thoughts around how it was and what the experiences were. But before we go into that, maybe it'd be great if you can tell us a little bit about Viovo, what you guys are doing, and what the company's up to generally.
Thank you very much. Look, from our side, Viovo is a part of the Gentrack Group. Viovo Group is basically a group that was set up around our airport businesses. We have 5 offices around the world. We have 80 approximately in the team, servicing around 180 airports around the world. We are very much about automating process. We're also across our operational suite of products. We deliver a full AODB, flight management, resource management across all the different types of resources that an airport has, collaborative decision making, which enables the stakeholders from the airport and also the stakeholders of the different airport agents that work at an airport to really have that same information key to hand. And then in addition to that, because we have that kind of tight integration, we can then transfer that into the revenue side as well. And we have unique capabilities where we're able to actually track the flow of passengers throughout the airport. So we can actually provide a lot of analytical information to the airport about where people are, what time did they turn up, so their passenger presentation profile, and what in effect, what flight they left on.
That's so interesting. If I may jump to this question about the New Zealand Chamber of Commerce and the Tech Roadshow that we've just hosted. Obviously, from our side, it's been an interesting opportunity to connect with yourself. How have you felt about the usefulness of the Tech Roadshow and the momentum that may have created for you compared to what you've been doing before?
For us, the market is very new. Primarily around the world, we have been selling directly, and I suppose I will also put primarily into markets that are English speaking. For us, I think when we started looking at other markets, and especially for me in my region, the idea of the likes of South Korea were that it's very similar kind of ethoses and ways of working to us here in New Zealand, and we like to deal with organisations that have similar business practices, and then I think our journey was very young when we got in contact with you, but it's already through the follow up. We're moving forward, so that's good. But if I talk about the Tech Roadshow, there was some really good kind of introductory and also introductory both from yourselves and the caliber of speakers that you brought to the event, but then also just some of the insights from some of the people that have been there before, and reminding us about different cultures and the way that they may perceive things. The ability to then have a chat to you about the potential target companies that we'd like to get an introduction to, and you were able to facilitate that at a really high level. We were literally speaking to the chief strategy officer, which was incredible. And I've continued conversation from then, and we're already talking about setting up some more meetings in January. So, from my point of view, it was very beneficial. And I think, as I said, it was probably quite early, and I can still see there's more value where I'll be able to bounce ideas off the team as well, and get some of the contacts that were speaking from the governmental side, and have a chat to them as well.
Yeah, perfect. Well, obviously great to hear that we were able to get the ball rolling a little bit, and then hopefully leave it in your hands to make it into an avalanche. But from the Kiwi Chamber side, obviously, continuing to be able to support you, and NZ Inc. Here at this end as well. So in terms of your expectations maybe beforehand and now afterwards, I know we talked before quite a lot, and you had you've been great in terms of helping us understand where your focus is. We didn't know where your point of entry would be, so obviously getting that from you was great as well. So looking back, would you say that there are any lessons learned out of this which could be useful for future activities?
I think probably on my side there was some more desktop research that I could have done, and I think that was largely against a pivot the businesses come into as well. So after the fact, I probably realised that there was some speakers that were part of the government side that definitely could help me out on some of that pivot into the transport and the rail side. So I think that's something for me to follow up on, and follow up on the contacts that you had as talkers. No, I think it was well organised. As I said, the more that I can give direction, it probably makes your job easier. But as I said, for us, it was the beginning of our looking at the market.
Nice. Okay. Very, very good. If you look at your area of responsibility, obviously it's quite broad within Asia and North America. Where do you think Korea might rank in the future in terms of the priorities that you set?
For us, I suppose what we ultimately see Korea having the potential of is being another New Zealand or Australia for us. So, to give you an idea, in New Zealand, we've got Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, and Queenstown Airport. So for us, we're honoured to have those types of partners across New Zealand and Australia, and there's the same kind of potential to do that in Korea. So we'd love to do that in South Korea as well.
That's fantastic. It's quite a nice big goal and good target. So it's very good to hear. One of the interesting initiatives that we have been trying to get going and obviously explore from our side is really the relationship between New Zealand technology companies and the Korean market, because traditionally there hasn't been that much engagement in that corner of the economy, if you like. So food and beverage, of course, well developed, raw materials, wood, and all those sorts of things. But the technology sector specifically hadn't really been that well pursued or actively pursued in the Korean market. Would you encourage other New Zealand technology companies to have a look at Korea and try to explore new opportunities here?
For us, it's definitely makes sense. As I said, I think the business practices, and also, I think during the speeches, was it South Korea was the most innovative country in not last year, but the 6 previous years. Right. So they're obviously, they've got very high standards on what they want to achieve as well. So and I hear that through everyone that I speak to, for example, about Incheon Airport as well, and what they're trying to achieve. So that marries up ultimately with what we're trying to achieve in our product set, and the solutions that we provide to airports is to ultimately have that same goal, high standards. Right. And that's what we want to do. So, like minds, hopefully makes for a good partnership.
No doubt. Excellent. Well, this year was an experiment for us to try and do the Tech Roadshow online. I'm sorry. but we hope that we can see you in 3D at some point and welcome you to Korea.
It's the longest period that I have not been on a plane and so much of my life. But yes, I'd love to get over there, and I think once we do get over there, then things will only accelerate.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again, Simon, for yourself, your participation, the interest from Viovo, and we're here to support and wish you every success moving forward with Viovo in Korea.
Look, thank you very much, and thank you to the Kiwi Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks, Simon.